Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, you'll meet one of our nation's leading experts on Italian wines. His incredible journey just ahead.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
I think the most fascinating thing about wine is every country is so proud of their wine. If you talk to someone from France, of course, French wines are the best. Somebody from Germany, they're going to tell you that German wines are the best. You talk to somebody from the US, they might say California, or we're proud here in Texas, so we might say Texas. But I am talking to a true connoisseur today. He is one of the nation's leading experts on Italian wines. Leonardo Pisani is in the studio. He's with Sami Selections. Thanks for coming on the show.
Well, honored to be here, Jeff. Thank you.
Absolutely. Okay, let's talk about this, because again, if you get a bunch of people from different countries in a room and they're going to start arguing about who has the best wine, what is it about Italian wine?
Well, I think Italy has a lot to offer, a lot of different microclimates all around Italy. Just to think about it, when I moved here in Texas, just to play around, Italy fit almost 3 times inside Texas. So in such a small country, you have a lot different type of grapes, almost 2,000 clones in Italy. And that for me is the beauty of Italy. Every few miles, the wine can change, the climate can change, the soil can change.
Yes.
And that is a beauty.
Yes. We're going to show some video from our library, and as we do this, I think the first shot is from Tuscany. You know, Americans get into habits. I know my wife is a big fan of Kim Crawford Sauvignon Blanc, and that's a New Zealand wine, and that's her go-to wine. You're excited to expose people to Italian wine, aren't you?
Absolutely. I feel like the ambassador of Italian wines, especially here in Texas, where I live. For me, is my country, my land. When I present a wine, for me, is really important to explain where it's coming from, what is the family behind, what is the history behind, and of course, how the wines taste.
Yes. And has it been a good year so far for Italian wines?
Yeah, it's always good. I think I'm a street guy, right?
Yeah.
I'm always go and visit accounts. I think if you go out and you show yourself, it's always a good year, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Tell us a little bit more about your career. How did this all start for you?
So yeah, I moved here in 2007. I jumped in Dallas, straight from Italy, from a beautiful city called La Spezia, right behind Cinque Terre, most famous place. I moved in 2007, and I thought I was here for just a few months, for the 3 months of a tourist visa, and end up there now is 17 years. I'm living here in Dallas.
Amazing.
And I start, of course, in a restaurant business where I'm coming from. And after a few years, I moved to the wine business. But the restaurant business teach me how to talk with a Texan, how to lead my conversation with the customers. That for me was really important experience.
And in case you're wondering, he has been to Italy, Texas.
Yes.
Right there off of 45.
Yes. I told you that. I start my shows or my presentations usually as a joke. I'm from Italy, Texas. It sounds like cheesy, but people like it.
Okay, I'm going to call this part of the show,
Okay.
This is Your Life, Leonardo. So we're going to show some pictures, and these are some photos that you showed us. So why don't you take us through?
Yes, so here I was in Sicily, really south in Italy, in Marsala. I was in a little town in Marsala producer, and I was living in a dream because, for example, I talk about a microclimate. Just the wine cellar is a microclimate inside the wine cellar. More you walking up to the wine cellar, more the temperature change, more humidity change, and how they move the barrels to age the Marsala wine. It's just an experience to walk around.
Amazing.
Yes, that is far northeast of Italy, Friuli. I'm sorry, no, I made a mistake. Is a Piemonte. I don't know if you if you see. So that is La Mora, actually, top of the hills. It's all about wine. You can see in the pictures. Is all about wine, that sub-zone. So that is Tuscany, one of the winery in Chianti area. And yeah, I was checking out the vineyards and talking with the winemaker and have fun. That is another place in Tuscany, Montalcino, a really famous place for a wine called Brunello di Montalcino. Visited the winery, understanding the microclimate, and yeah, having fun. So this is my mother on my left, and my oldest brother. We were in a little town called Porto Venere. We were just walking around, and that is, for me, is a beautiful picture of the old generation and the new generation. Absolutely. I don't work just, I don't just go to Italy to work, but also they let me cook. That is actually is a stove that my grandmother used to use in 20s. We still have it. It's still working. You can see that. We got some meat outside on my family house, and yes, I look like a cook over there. These beautiful pictures for me represent friendship. I represent also history. For me, my oldest brother, the second guy is Daniele Puleo. For me, he's the one pretty much launched me in the Texas and Dallas market with the restaurants. He teach me a lot about how to handle situations as a manager and managing different people in the restaurant. So great guy. We're still friends for 17 years now. And Nicolò next to me is a great friend. Met him in 2007 when I just moved here, and the friendships keep going. So, and my brother, of course, is the first on our right. On behind, you can see the Cinque Terre, and that is my land, where I'm coming from, where I used to own my own bar, and that for me is an incredible picture.
Yeah.
So yeah, another beautiful picture with the Marble of Carrara Mountains behind us. With my daughter was roughly 3 years old. That for me is incredible pictures, also because it reminds me a little bit about my father. He was in a marble business, so I went to the mountains many times when I was a kid.
Sure.
There we go. So there was the last harvest he did it with me, my father, and he teach me a lot about the wine, how to make wine, how to make olive oil, and that is history.
And I can see you're, misting up, and you think about your dad a lot, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so in the final couple minutes or so, I want you to convince people that if they haven't tried Italian wines, they owe it to themselves to really experience this. So if somebody has not, if they're just sticking their toe in the water for the first time, what wine would you suggest they start with?
So it depends. For me, it's the same question when they ask me which is your favorite wine, right? So for me, it depends what kind of food they have.
Sure.
If they have a fish, if you like more weight, heavy wine, or more bright wines, Italy have a lot to choose from. So it depends what you eat with, and for me, it's about also to let them understand the place, because the wine's coming from that specific place. It can be more fruity, more acidic, more mineral, but at the end, it's about the experience of the place.
Okay.
And for me, it's really important to explain that.
All right, if I'm having a big bowl of true Italian pasta,
yes.
What wine do I drink?
So Sangiovese, Tuscany, for me is the best pairing with the pasta, pizza, from regular Sangiovese, Chianti Classico, Chianti Riserva, Brunello di Montalcino. There are so many different shapes of Sangiovese in Tuscany where you can taste it as or drink it as almost feel like a Pinot Noir, or big tannins, complex, and with you can pair it with a steak. So it's fun.
Okay, honey, if you're watching this, we need to move you from Kim Crawford's Sauvignon Blanc to a more sophisticated Italian wine.
Yeah, so Sauvignon Blanc, if you like Sauvignon Blanc, I suggest a Vermentino, for example. Vermentino grape from Liguria, that is where I'm from, has herbaceous notes of Sauvignon Blanc, but also have some characteristic of the land with the sea really close, so a little bit salinity in it. I think I can maybe let you change your mind to Italian wines.
I love it. You've been an amazing guest, and thank you for sharing your heart and your passion for Italian wines with our audience. We're going to end with his Facebook page. We'll put that up on the screen. Leonardo Pisani, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
You bet. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.